Oh, hello there. I didn't notice you. How you doing? Oh, um, uh, there we go. Just a little awkward. I'm glad to see you. Glad you're back. Let's have a sit down here, and we'll have a little talk. You know how when you're playing Space Engineers and you're having fun, but you're trying to record entire godforsaken episode, and your OBS decides not to record any of the video. You know, really common experience. I'm sure that many of you have had before. Yeah. Well, that's happened to me. What in the world is in the water down there? Next to the tree, there's little, like, things floating. Okay, then. Well, so anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I recorded a whole episode, and then I went to edit it, and it was black and blank. Meat. Oh, so wild animals will occasionally, like, spawn and die? Yeah, wow, look at all that. Okay. I didn't notice that before. Go figure. I'm sure random beach meat will be perfectly safe. I just need to cook it more. Oh, hey, look at that. Open tide high up in the sky. Well, anyway, welcome back to Survival Records. I have, in the past, when I've had a situation like this, I've kind of just run it back to one of the previous saves and redone everything. Unfortunately, I set it up to only have 50 saves per save session, and that was only not even halfway. That wasn't even halfway back for my my last save, to the beginning of the last save. So what you ought to immediately be noticing is that the wind turbine situation has improved significantly. I've gotten 4 of them out. My stamina bar needs to increase. So I have 4 wind turbines, and I'm pretty confident that those larger wind turbines produce more electricity than their older, smaller counterparts. I suppose I can take off and explain what I've been doing. The goal of establishing a beach house kind of has been working. At least I have a house there on the beach, so that is a benefit. I'm running up here and grabbing these things because one of the resources that they have in them, stop that, not the aluminum, but in this, the brass plates are actually really valuable and rather annoying to create on my own. So anyway, this all will despawn here in a second. Let's head down here and we'll take a look at what we've got going on in our lake base for the extended survival session. as you'll recall from my previous save, my previous episode, we had our starting rover, and the starting rover had a grinder, a laboratory, a survival kit, and a basic refinery. And so, using those things all together, I was able to create what I needed to make this, which is 2 basic refineries, a connector, and here we have an O2 generator. The larger one holds more material and whatnot. We have our little wooden beach house here. I took apart the tools and equipment on the Rover, and I replaced them in here. So we have our survival kit and our cryopod here. The cryopod is also the bathroom. Don't know how that works. I wonder if I built an actual toilet, that would be a better way to do it, but we'll see. Anyway, I don't know where. I'm gonna have to double check the footage. Hold on a second. All right, just double checked, and I had the Izzy's inventory manager and the auto crafting already set up. I've expanded it significantly since then, and we're in a pretty good place. I have brass powder and steel powder as 0 right now, because if I have them anything above the 0, they'll automatically get pulled into the refinery, and then they'll automatically make more, and I'll end up running out of iron and all and the other pieces, the copper and whatnot. Copper has actually been what I've spent most of the last episode, the one that I recorded that you guys haven't been haven't been graced with, because it's anyway. How do you like the beach house? I actually used wood to build it. It doesn't automatically come with the wood finish. You have to paint it that way, which obviously I did. I like to do that. I still have not finished the farm. However, I've discovered a alternative to farming, which we learn about, but I haven't really figured it out yet. I've got more containers on there. I left it off where I had like this thermal fluid refilling thing that I couldn't figure it out. Finally figured it out in the laboratory here. You make thermal fluid. So I'm then gonna get the tower thing back up, make the thermal fluid, insert the thermal fluid into the tanks. Anyway, so as you can see, we've got an extension that goes down into the water line. Below the water line, this is a pretty straightforward part here, but rather than just having collectors automatically collect ice, there's a machine that takes the ice and solidifies it. The machine is literally called a water solidificator. It's the 3rd one that I made. It's not solidifier number 3. Anyway, the ice, I've been using that to great effect to make things. One of the big things that I made, and you'll notice I've not been looking at it yet because I want to reveal it all in one go, is the Rover has a significant change to it. I took off the collector off the back. I took off all the equipment and redesigned, basically. I basically redesigned everything from the chassis up. We've got a different cockpit, we've got different storage in the back, and the big obvious thing is we have drills on the front. Because I came to a realization. If you have your drills on a hinge and then control them using a custom turret controller, you can adjust exactly how high they are, and by being able to adjust fine-tune the adjustment of the height, you're able to do things like this over here, which is dig a tunnel straight into the mountainside to be able to collect more varieties of ore. And so I have thought, what's the next ore that I want to collect? There's the copper on the boulder up there that I could go and I probably should go finish off that boulder, but I've been trying to find copper. I installed yet another new mod, new to me, the Seismic Survey mod. And you'll notice I've got this contraption on the side of my my Rover here. Look at that. Alright. Wait, what happened? What? It was working moments ago. Why? What is going on? I'm gonna fix it and then bring it back. Alright, so fixed that. The piston that this is all, I'll explain it in a minute here. Here we go. Alright, so we need to lock the piston down, or lock the foot down there, and it's upside down on purpose. Anyway, I don't know if you've all used the seismic scanning mod at all. It's all based off of this foot. The idea being that the foot pounds the ground. It's called a thumper, and like does seismic surveying data. So let's do the survey. All right. And here is the survey around us. I'm able to rotate those things. Let's get those out of the way. Let's turn that off. And 4, 5, 6, and 7 allows me to move the specific focused survey. So look at that. We've got one spot lit up. That spot correlates to lead. Pretty clearly, it's a lead vein. And as it happens, I know that the orientation of this map mirrors the orientation of the rover, as though the rover was parked on the map. So basically, where it touches, where the screens touch, there is the front of the map. I will show you an even better way to figure this out, because honestly, the scan is a little unreliable. Like, I'm figuring out why it's not working. I think maybe I need to have a large grid ore detector in order to see the deep ores, because that says it's just lead, pure lead. But let's show you one of these ones. Okay, so this one here, I know for a fact that it is silicone, silicone, zinc, and carbon is in that one. It's the one kind of straight in front of the rover and off to the side a little bit. And on the readout here, you can see we have something indicating that there's like sulfur in there. Now the sulfur might be this one on that side. Or lead again. Maybe it's lead again. So But as you can see, reading this, it's tricky. I appreciate that it doesn't just highlight them on the map and tell you this is where everything is. It turns it into an actual minigame, and I enjoy figuring it out. But there's another way to do this. So we want to unlock, hop out. Let's hop in the rover, retract our thumper, and now we can go in. On the screens in the inside of the cockpit, I have that same map that I just figured out. So I can now drive up to where I can see on the map those, oh, look at that. You can even see on the screen on the front there a little bit. I think it's breaking. That one stays live and up to date for quite some time. So if nothing else, you can at least identify where the ore veins are and drive over there and check them out. Oh, wrong button. So I know basically on top of the ore vein right up in here, and it's the one that I was already familiar with. So using this new technology, I am going to go ahead and keep scouting for more ore. Maybe I'll head in the direction of that, the cobalt boulder, or the copper boulder up there. Copper is not CO, because cobalt is CO. Copper CU, maybe? Anyway, I'm gonna work on that. I'm trying to think if there was anything else at the base here that I did that really needs to be pointed out. I don't think so. I covered the upgraded wind turbine situation. I covered the upgrades to the production queue. I will, I think, be good to go. All right, cool. Frontier Outpost, 5 kilometers away. Huh. Well, that's new. And the Tide Mark II is at it. Great. Well, maybe I'll have that as a goal. There's another mod on here that I haven't encountered anything of. It's the buildings from the Lost Colony scenario and the Frostbite scenario. They're supposed to be able to spawn anywhere around here where there's grass. I haven't seen any of them, but you know, it doesn't necessarily mean they don't exist. It just means I haven't seen them. I'll let you know if I find one, though. Anyway, I will bring you guys back when I have an update for it, for it all, for you. So I'm over here, I'm at the copper boulder. I was gonna grab this while it was around. And I'm looking over there and I see the Tide on top of the Frontier Outpost, and that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll fly in close enough to get a peek. Well, I'm just about a kilometer away, and I mean, that's pretty cool. Modding, you've got a little Frontier Outpost. Boy, man, imagine the gear and equipment that I could find in a frontier outpost. I think in my first season of Survival Records, I captured a frontier outpost, and there was like full-sized refineries and assemblers and all kinds of cool stuff. Obviously, I'm not going to take it on while the large ship is there, but could be. Anyway, let's get back here to the copper boulder and take on this. Oh, I was going to tell you that I figured out a new way to collect vegetables. So take a look. Alright, grind up some of the grass, the dirt on the ground there. It picks up plant material, chamomile, erythromoxilium, mint, aloe vera. So that's where you get that stuff. I'm gonna focus. I got a lot of it already. I'm gonna focus on the copper and the stone, though. Let's grab this. And with it out of the way, I'm going to come at the boulder from this side here. Nice level ground. And grabbing mostly copper ore. Alright, cool. It's not an extraordinary amount of material on each run, but, you know, it's a lot better than running back and forth with just my backpack. And, you know, it's a decent decent drive. Not too bad. Gotta be careful because there's a little, you know, some extra floppy bits on there. But you know, I'm doing all right. I meant to do a seismic survey while I was over there, and I failed to. No worries. I think I might actually investigate some method of getting a full-size ore detector. Yeah. Let's check that out. Take a look. The Eventide is leaving. So, yeah, knowing I have a frontier outpost, I might be able to assault. It's an option. Alright, so getting a ore detector to connect to a small grid air skiff is not impossible. I just need to connect to it with, like, a rotor part. Rotor part would do. And then... oh, I need, what do I need? Some steel plates. Ooh. Well, I can make steel at this point. It just takes a while. And I'm going to try and limit how much steel I am using because it's well, it's not free. Nope, can't connect on the top there. I guess I could attach a hinge part? What does a hinge part look like here instead? Because you can attach... No, can you attach a large hinge to a small grid? Let me double check that. Alright, so the large hinge can fit the small hinge head, not the other way around. I guess with doing it this way saves me the most steel plates. Anyway, this is effectively the basics of what I need. I'm gonna... I threw on a small battery just to be able to start moving stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and put a line of small plate out and around the front of this. And then attach some thrusters and a gyro, and we'll see what happens. I don't know... Ooh, I haven't looked into the energy generation or the battery life of these things. That's pertinent. Okay, let me keep designing. Well, here we have a little vehicle. I had not realized that spinners and high pressure compressors I can't make yet. I'd have to make probably the next level assembler, but yeah, I don't have those. All of them that I have, I've gotten from unknown signals. So it's a little bit weak in terms of the whole, well, thrust thing. But anyway, let's give it a go. And wait. Ah, okay. And then P. Let's... I mean, I'm hovering just fine. Okay, so that screen needs to be rotated around. So this one, rotation 90 degrees. Yeah, okay. Now, I am not going to try and find my way into the depths of the water. I haven't made a submarine. I don't know that you can even make a submarine, but that would be an interesting project. A submersible. Yeah, a submersible mining vehicle. Well, looking in at where we are here, we've got the next set of what are they called? Next set of ores. And with the extra distance on from the large ore detector, I'm definitely not going to have any trouble. So let's play around with it a little bit. Let's get some flight time in. About 2 hours when I'm under like a full thrust situation. 1 hour with the multiples. I can fly around for a little while, it looks like. But yeah, let's actually, before we worry about that, let's park this guy yeah, I'm quickly arresting in descent. So that's fine. Here, I'll park it back over here on its little platform. Yeah, and anyway, let me decide what to want to do next. Maybe I'll look into building up the next tier assembler. I mean, it can't hurt, right? Maybe grab that on an unsequel. Well, here she is, painted up and charged up. And let's go use her as a skiff, right? So I'm gonna turn off the charge, turn on the dampeners, then unlock, pop back. Ooh, look at all that lift. Okay, that was a lot closer to those wind turbines than I expected it to be. That's scary. I could have just had a really problematic experience. Anyway, the aspect of this skiff that I hadn't really, kind of like a tertiary use, was to come on up on these unknown signals, which for some reason seem to always be deploying their parachutes very early. And give them a spot to land. Well, that worked out pretty well, I think. You know, for the most part. Obviously, I'd have to not be able to do this for the ones that are... Ooh, no, you do not. Just realized I might have a problem. Well, anyway, I'll bring this back to base. Maybe I could, like, install a grinder module on the top of this thing eventually. Anyway, I'm gonna go do some scouting now that I've got this finished and built. Yeah, cool, fun times. Let's see what we can find in the area. Well, all that time I'd spent looking at this thing, I was right. That is, in fact, the signature for copper. Huzzah! So, nice. I'm gonna GPS mark it. And in fact, I was even right about which patch it was in. I just didn't realize that the patch was this high up on the mountain compared to where I thought it was. I thought it was down further. That's why I didn't see it earlier. And also, copper is relatively deep underground. Not quite as deep as cobalt, it looks like. Anyway, huzzah! Only 4.3 kilometers, and in a spot where I could easily get to it with the Rover. Nice. So I figured I'd come over here and take a look at this frontier outpost. Now, apparently I need to get back and go to the bathroom. It looks a little different from what I remember. Primarily, there's a different type of hydrogen tank in the back. So obviously that has a gun on it, Gatling turret. But then on the front end of things, it looks like there are some interior turrets up on top there. And a few, like there's some decoys underneath that little landing pad. And then a couple of larger artillery turrets up top. Interesting. I don't know. Maybe, maybe it's worth looking into making some kind of an attack vehicle. I didn't notice this boulder here before. It's a carbon boulder. Alright. Anyway, yeah, I think I have pinpointed the location of nearly every resource available here on the Earth-like, so ostensibly that means I'd be able to develop enough technology to be able to get to space. Let's pursue that goal, shall we? Well, here's an interesting thing. In order to get into space, I'm going to need hydrogen tanks. And looking at this, there are different sizes of hydrogen tank for small grid, large grid. And they went ahead and resized, like, they re-scripted the oxygen tank into the size of a medium hydrogen tank, and then they made a small oxygen tank available for that. I like that. I like that change. Either way, let's go ahead and throw this down and say I want to go ahead and build up a small hydrogen tank. Steel plates, steel screws, iron tubes, pressure regulators, copper wire, computer and power connector. I think I could make this based off of what I already have. Aside from that, I don't know what the actual hydrogen thrusters require, because I need to make the hydrogen tank first before I unlock them. Like, oh, what is this? Solid combustion. Oh, interesting. That's going to be an alternative to hydrogen. I might look into that, honestly. Solid combustion chamber. So, doesn't say what they do. Maybe I'll figure that out. Anyway, I was trying to look this. Yeah. A large enhanced high pressure compressor. I need 225 of those per in order to get these hydrogen. Okay, maybe I need to get the solid state thrusters going first. Where was that? Yeah. So let's throw that on there. And oh, and it comes in small grid as well. Okay, well, I'm going to look into that a little more, and when I come to a conclusion, I'll let you know. Okay, so here's what I've concluded. Building this assembler will require 120 steel plates. I currently have 1 steel plate. I want 56 or 46 more before I'm finishing this queue, but yeah, the steel is slowly refining. 0.14 per one of that. It was going to take me a very long time to gather the material and process it and turn it into enough steel plates, even just to make this one piece, the assembler. I want to maximize my ability to proceed, I guess. And I think, to that effect, I am going to go and assault the Parallax Frontier Outpost. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that yet. I would bet that it's going to have those inhibitor fields that preclude you from being able to just walk around and do what you want, or fly in on your jetpack or whatnot. It might involve having to fly in or dig a tunnel through and in. But if I get that outpost under my control, claim everything there, that's going to be a much faster prospect than slowly trying to build the stuff here as I laboriously wait for my little refineries here to work. Now that might be skipping past a little bit of the progression, I guess you could say, but I don't think there's anything over there that I couldn't already make. And even if there is, I can't make them, I can't remake them until I've learned them, and I can't learn them until I make them. So we'll see. I'm going to wander around a little bit more here and deliberate on how to do this. So if I want to take on that, seriously, if I want to take on this this base over there, I'm going to need a gun, and it looks like I can build this gun, the 242 millimeter cannon. It's got a range of 1,400 meters. It's pretty good. I don't know how to make the ammo for it, though. Oh, well, I figured out how to make the ammo. I think I need to make this basic armory. Oh, thirsty and hungry. I wish those thirst and hunger meters would last a little longer. It seems a little ridiculous they don't. Oh, by building the basic armory, I've unlocked new blocks. So, in my basic armory, got different kinds of guns I can make. This, I can make a farm, I think, with the darts. Better quality guns. Empty magazines. Ammo. Oh. The 242 millimeter ammo is not on here. Looks like I make better armor. Hunter's armor, enhanced shield spike. This is like a... Huh. Cool. Let me figure all this out, but is there... I'm afraid my plan to use this gun yeah, ain't gonna work out well. Uses assault cannon shells. Can I make assault cannon shells? Did I just misread it? In the armory. Yeah, this definitely doesn't seem to be a, it's not for, like, equipment. Do you have to... I'll have to figure that out. Alright, well, I'm gonna check something here, and in this bigger quality armory, is this in fact where, yeah, okay, yeah, there we go. So, I can build this. I have the materials necessary to build that. Let's get rid of that and drop out of creative mode. So now that I know that I have to build this full-size armory in order to create the ammo I need to be able to take on that Parallax Frontier Outpost. And that Parallax Frontier Outpost is going to have the upgraded versions of the assembler. I think I'm going to focus on building this armory, which currently I've got seven things. So, let me get through this, and I will just work on building this up, occasionally going out and collecting new material for what I need to keep building this, and I'll bring you guys back. Oh, I did finally build this, the farm, but the farm, it doesn't have an interface. It doesn't have a production interface here, right? So, near as I can tell, what I have to do is put things into it, and then they mature inside there and they come back out. How to get that to work with Izzy's, I'm just going to have to make it ignore the block. But yeah, let's work on creating a gun that I can use to assault the Frontier Outpost. Alright, so I'm up here at the copper mine, or the future copper mine, and in order to get, there it is, in order to get it to show up, I need to drive up onto the bumpy bits a little bit. Ooh, slow down, stop that. Okay. So, I'm gonna, I don't know, have a smooth path up through this spot right here to about this location, and I guess I could start trying to dig into the side of the mountain here. I'm going to try and get myself leveled off as much as I can, and then let's see what happens as I dig in. Still angled up quite a bit. That there would be about a level approach, but let's see about smoothing off this part here. Drop in, go down a little bit, and then there we go. Now, it's still far from perfect doing it like this, but let's see. I'm going to try and dig a tunnel up and to the right a little bit. Alright, I think this is working pretty well. I mean, you can tell from my the angle that I'm at, based on the horizon line and my crosshairs, that I'm angling upward. And yeah, I'm steering toward the copper. If I keep going in this direction, I'll keep aiming, tilting upward some. I think this will work. It looks like it's above me still, but I am proceeding in an upward general direction. Yeah, look at that. The copper, the point is getting closer and closer to the crosshairs as we speak. Alright, in fact, at this point, I want to angle down a little bit. So I'm going to slow down and let it widen out more. Yeah. Ooh, this is good. I like it. I like it indeed. Ooh, I'm into the copper ore. Though, I think I want to get a... Come on. I want to lower it down a little bit here. There's that, and let's open up this some. Nice. Yeah. And then I can be on a relatively horizontal surface while I'm digging into the vein. Yeah, like this. Okay, still just doing right-click mining until I have a nice, more horizontal surface like that. Perfect. Okay. Ha ha ha. Alright, well, I am going to go ahead and sort out my my stone. I don't need to bring a bunch of stone back with me. But otherwise, I am very satisfied with how easy that was. Alright, well, it's a lot trickier backing out than it was supposed to be. But got more than a full large cargo container of copper ore. Come on. Get all that stuff out of the way. Out onto, oof, there we go. Out onto natural voxels. Whew, boy. There we go. 42.2 thousand copper ore, plus a little bit. And really not that much hassle. Obviously, if I'd had a flying vehicle, it would have been easier to do this. Just come in here and drill a hole, etc. But for what my limitations are right now, I'd say that that was a pretty effective use of time. I didn't feel like it was, you know, bothersome or grindy at all. I like this new custom turret controller managing the elevation of your drills. It works. Alright, this part is my favorite. I'm grabbing some silicone here, and while actually in the turret view, you can just, like, scoop out the ore vein. Haha, this is great. Alright, I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of rock in there as well. Let's go ahead and back out of the mine shaft. Came in at a very shallow angle. That hole is where the silicone vein was. Nope, come on you. Come on, you can do it. I've limited the speed, but increased the power, so I have to kind of force my way out. And yeah, there we go. All right. I think I might put a sorter on the back of the of this, or maybe on the sides. I don't know. I want to eject the stone. Although, really, the stone is very useful. Well, not. It has a use as opposed to being just waste. So maybe I won't do that. Anyway, let me grab the wheels again and set their strength back up. Wait, no, strength, not strength. Power. Set their power back up to 75, and the speed limit up again. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, you know what? I have decided I'm enjoying this vehicle so much that I want to give it a really nice paint job. And I like the idea of it doing the mining, and it's got these the paint job on the main body keeps getting dented and scratched. Like, I've seen a lot of construction equipment, construction vehicles that have the yellow paint on them, that just the chips from boulders crashing into them all over the place. So that battle-damaged paint looks real good. The drills are covered in moss and dust and grime from their digging into the terrain, and of course, our thumper, which is a newly installed device, has a relatively nicer paint job on it, but still is pretty slick looking. I love that I was able to get that arm to deploy properly. That's great. Well, folks, I'm buzzing along here, I guess you could say. I've added 2 extra refineries and an extra assembler as well. And I'm still not producing this stuff very quickly at all. It's going to be hours before those steel plates are finished being made. I thought I was running out of power also, so I changed up the tower, and it's going to be an arm with various turbines along it, and I'm going to have them hanging underneath as well. I think that'll look cool, a little like Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind there. But anyway, I also thought, oh, I'll put a battery on here because I was having power issues. It requires iron plate. Oh, actually, I might... No, those are iron plates. The lead power cells require iron to make. So, yeah, I really need to increase the capability of my production. And I think the best way for me to do it is finish making this armory and then go and assault the frontier outpost and take it. Maybe once I have that and I can make up a really good quality combat vehicle, I can head over to the military installation and take that on. But we're gonna start with just seeing if I can snipe out with a scope. That's an odd tongue twister. The little turrets on there, and then maybe assault it on foot inside. Because like all I have to do is take out 2 small turrets on the front, because the artillery guns on the top won't target me if I'm on foot, I think. You know what? Let's go check that out. Let's check that out quick. Water and 30%. Let's get this filled up. Where's my... There's this. Let's drop that off. That's extra. That's extra. Alright, so I know that the direction I'm coming at it from, this direction, generally has those small turrets on it. Oh. Oh. Well, that's a problem, just that by itself. Okay, well, it is damaging me, but I'm not, you know, immediately dying. And I do have those health packs that I could use to recover health. Oh, although it looks like the closer I get to it, the... Ooh, yeah, the closer I get to it, the more damaging it is. And it's disabled hand drills. Let's get out of here. Oh, and I just got a contusion. Great. Alright, well, that answers that question. I can't just assault it on foot. Gotta do it using a vehicle. And, well, I mean, I've made a little air skiff with a gun on it. Currently. I think in the next episode, which this episode is ending, and I actually have been double checking multiple times. I have all the footage. I have camera of everything. I'm going to continue to pursue creating the steel I need for this. But maybe I'll worry about doing something like a little turret on top of this. See if I can get in close that way. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to heal up. I need to grab these guys. Got enough of them there. So I think I just need some bandages. Yeah. Contusion has been cured. I just have an empty stomach. And then this is slowly getting me back up to full. Alright, well guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Survival Records. And I hope that you'll join me for the next one. Until then, have a good day. Hopefully, there's something out there worth being happy about for everybody. And thanks for watching.